Hi everyone, Grimjob here. Here's my second game that I played versus Beast of the East. In my previous video, we're playing on one of the, what was it? Farmstead. This time I'm playing on Ladoga. Not a bad map. It's got a little bit of buildings in the middle, a little bit of open ground off to the northwest, where the tanks usually get involved. But this game, I would say it's characterized by being pretty messy. A bit of a street brawl. I'm playing this the irregular doctrine, one of my Soviet irregular doctrines, one of my favorites, especially late war. Calling in my recon squad straight into the middle to get there first, put immediate pressure on. And one guy gets gunned down, STG'd in the face, but I've made him pause his whole squad, and as I push the rest of my infantry in, so get in there first. Looking to spread out, get map control. It's just as important in battle zones as domination. A little bit of micro, keeping the recon guy alive. If you can afford the time to keep certain blokes alive, it all adds up. Keep those actions per minute right up there. Typically my second squad was another rifle squad. The only downside to irregulars, they don't get an SMG squad as part of their initial, or as part of their buy out of their manpower, so you gotta sort of mark or steal the PPSH guys out of each squad. You get a lot of just riflemen, but you get a huge amount of utility, I think, and great anti-infantry power from the Line 1 doctrine units. But we're not there yet. So, at the moment I'm just peeking at the fog of war, seeing if I can hear a half-track coming through, and I can't, so... I'll still get an AT rifle squad anyway at this stage, that's what I'm saving for. We'll see if that'll come in handy, having those guys there. It's quite a good call-in. 3 AT rifles. I think 2 of them are the semi-auto PTRS. One of them's just the single-shot PTRD. You also get 4 SMG guys with it as well. They're all carrying ammo for the big AT rifles. As he's starting to trying to come from a different angle, which is smart, rather than just hammering your way from one direction. But it's tricky trying to get into this point once you've sort of lost control. Sort of spread my AT rifles around a little bit. So he's bringing an MG up on the minimap again, continuing just to always track the minimap. I've got it nice and big on my setup so I can see things easy. And immediately dies. So I'm going to be quite cheeky and steal it straight away. Can't. One guy can't walk, can't pick up the heavy MG, so I've got to call in another guy, but steal it from right under his nose and walk it back to safety. Always very tilting when someone else does that, steals your equipment. But actually, I was wrong. Now that I'm looking back at this, you do get SMGs, dedicated SMG squads, you get veteran partisans, but with only 172 health and not really any smoke grenades, they're pretty weak. But they're good for just getting in. I'd only buy the partisans for if I was getting right into close range. Which they are, so makes sense to call them in this time. As I get my first line 1 doctrine unit, it's the snipers on the back of a motorbike. It's a great call in. Realised that the MG42 is actually not got vision on anything, so I'm just going to call him back into safety and get him behind one of these buildings, so we can get a different line of sight. So he's starting to get in close. He's popped smoke, which is the way to make any attack. It has to be with smoke. Which you do just with the F3 spam. Can also work to spam F3 and hold, put them on hold fire so they can sort of advance without getting seen as easily. I think that's how it works. So get my Delta Force sniper detachment out. 2 guys. Just put them in a bush. Get that guy to pick up the MG out of the bike, but for some reason, nope, misclicked. They're not in the bush. Get back in there. Get to work. So he does bring in a good unit, I'd say, based on what I've got here, but he exposes it, puts it out in the open, and I've got 2 guys with AT rifles running straight towards it. Take control of one. Makes short work of it, of the crew. Try and shoot one of them. Somehow he survives. But that didn't last long. I think he got like 1 kill with that, so. AT rifle squad probably just paid for itself already. Snipers plugging away. SMG infantry going down. I think that this structure, this broken factory is indestructible. So even if you put a satchel or something, even a heavy artillery won't kill it. Not that I've seen in my games anyway, so. Definitely. And so I noticed that MG killing my guy there, so I get the sniper to target him, and bang, no more. Nice little bit of close attention there. A little bit of trying to micro my snipers a little bit more these days. Get the MG42 in the right spot and get firing away. Change my settings as well now. I can see the red outline of the enemy. Can't believe I was playing for 2 years almost without that setting enabled, but it makes it so much easier to see the enemy now. It's almost like having wall hacks. It's a little bit sketchy, but it's part of the game. One of the settings that they allow you to have, so my sniper's plugging away at the Jaeger infantry now. Higher 300 health each, I believe, and expensive too, so they're in a great spot there just to shoot down into that cover. If I was him, I'm definitely going to look at the kill feed and get right on that. Onto that. Calling in another MG. I think what's flicking through my mind there is, should I use bombs on it? But it's not worth. It's not worth dropping a bomb on top of just that MG. He hasn't actually set up sandbags either, so they'll just get sniped. Things are quieting down a bit. Not sure. I'd like to see the stats here, but I think he's lost a shit ton of infantry up to this stage. They're calling the Dishk. 2 Dishks, one in the stand, another Doctrine calling, and one in the back of a truck. We're both microing that guy off to the side there. I'm absolutely maxed out on my units, so I should probably spread out more on out of the middle. Get this guy, finally get the MG out. One thing you can do as well that I've just noticed is if you've got a flamethrower, you can refill the ammo out of the flamethrower out of the back of a vehicle. Take the petrol out of the vehicle and put it in the flamethrower because they often run out of fuel. As I see here, he does like to do this. Make a decent push for my opposite, or for my sort of my home point, my home base. And I'm gonna react to that straight away. Get my dish truck over there, but he's bringing in, as a smart play, he's bringing in a 2cm Puma at the same time. So infantry and light vehicles at this stage of the games. It's the smart play. I do have my AT rifles, all 3 of them still up. I can't get up. Just can't get a shot off, and I'm just going to move this guy back. Kill 2 of the crew, 3 of the crew. 2 of the crew out of that one. Get a little bit cocky with the dish truck, thinking that I can mow down these infantry now, but actually, no. There's still 2 guys left in the Puma. 2cm one, so. There goes my dish truck. I'm kind of pop capped as well, so I'm just going to have to play with infantry at this stage. I do have a lot in the middle, but I'm not super worried. It's close to my point, it's far from his base, so I can reinforce this fairly easily. And if I lose a few guys, that's okay, because it'll free up space for me to pull in elite infantry. It's worth just flicking over enemy units as well to see what they are, if they're elite infantry or if they're just weak. Might affect how you want to play versus them. Just got that F1 spam. Looks pretty cool when you do that when you're attacking. So he does force me into a buy here at T70 to deal with these 2 light vehicles. This map's a little bit tricky because you've got quite undulating terrain. It's sort of little valleys and little hills that sort of make it hard to get a shot off with vehicles, I find sometimes. As all of our focus is on this point here. I just can't get a shot off on that 2cm Puma. He's 270 is quite slow as well, so that can be a bit frustrating to deal with. As opposed to something like a Stuart, which is nice and quick. At this stage I've got the advantage, 700, I built up a nice... Playing with the Soviets, you really want to put Germans under a lot of pressure as much as you can early on. And I've managed to do that. So I built up a nice points barrier, a little buffer. As I call him my first line 2 doctor, you know, the very good recon or spec ops team with bazookas, MGs, SMGs, shit tons of health. Gonna sort of reinforce middle as I can see him starting to push that as well. So I'm keeping an eye on both here. Don't want to lose and get triple capped. As he does bring in a flare. All of those guys get dropped by him. Actually quite effective flare, that one. Pull my T70 back so I've got no more line of sight or any vision what's coming towards it. But at this stage, I'm not panicking. I never want to panic at all in this game, but I'm definitely having to switch right on and get my base under my control and reset. But I got a nice sort of bit of... I got 420 manpower. I can call in a couple more squads if I needed. Got to keep trying with my T70 to get a shot off. Eventually he'll slip and I'll get something. It's worth getting these guys to the point as well. Kill a few guys, get them into the circle. As I'm going for the satchel on this building. I'll blow a hole in it. He's got probably guys in there, I can see. Easiest way to kill them. Somehow he's totally invisible to them. Don't know how that works. But they got very, very sneaky. There we go. We get access, gun them down. I didn't realize I actually got a silenced pistol. Silenced revolver, that's pretty cool. But I cleared out all the guys out of that building and should have this guy on ammo locked. That's a little bit of a slip up by me. They won't actually fire. He could have been killing that armoured car the whole time. It's been decrewed. So I'm going to not focus on that for now. Playing pretty well. of Beast of the East here. I'm not... Yeah, he can actually pen the T-70 up. It's got its ass facing him. That's very generous. And then he gets out of there with it, which is interesting. Not sure I would have done that. I think I would have just kept it there. Not sure where he's going with it. I've cleared out his infantry here with nades. And start to decap it. Get it back in my favour as he starts to make a push. Sort of just the right time on this point where I can now focus here. Probably expecting a flare soon as he makes... I'm going to be pushing infantry with Artie, but he's pushing both sides at the same time, which is probably not advised for newer players. It's going to be very hard, very difficult to micro two separate attacks at the same time. Calling more special ops guys, only 20 doctrine points. Awesome. So do decide to use a airstrike on that MG. I think I just wanted to get that point in my control as he brings a squad past it. Get lucky, kill a couple of good bergs, recon guys at the same time. But with this recon squad, they got tons of cap weight. I should be able to do it. As my T-70 does get a kill on that too sooner, which is what probably proving my point about how it can be so difficult to micro two separate attacks, especially with vehicles as well. But worth a shot. F1 nades man. I love to see it. Pulling another dish. Still got a lot of manpower as well in my back pocket if I want to buy a tank or something. In case he just pops out with his own, I can cover in a T-34-85. But he's clawed it right back, so well done, him. We're almost coming up to level on points. So he's now starting to cap mid. Notice that one of my snipers is dead. Do call in some of those high vet partisans. Actually, my snipers wasn't dead, I just moved him off to sort of help deal with that defense. Yeah, this doctrine doesn't... Well, it does have artillery in the form of planes. But I just miss having my signaler at my disposal. As just looking at the kill feed, I noticed one of my snipers did just die. He's actually sniped both of my snipers, so I can buy another one. Oh, another two. Or I could spend manpower to buy a couple. Put some mines down. Again, noticing he's only got 0.5 in there, so we'll be able to push anyone in there, and we'll start the decap. Decided not to use my spec ops machine gunner. I want to keep him firing. But He's done well direct controlling the MG42, which I've learnt more recently that these trucks are very vulnerable actually to MG42s. If you just direct control and spam into the trucks, they can die very easily. MG42 is both, well, one of them's dead. A bit of micro from him, getting a machine gunner out of the way. He's almost clawed it back to even here. Calling a couple blokes to repair the half track. There's a lot of machine guns as well lying around I could pick up. As here we go, I can call in some. Have a little pause here and just think about what might be worth buying. Because if you put yourself in your shoes or put yourself in my shoes and think about the map and what we have available to us to help us, have a think about what you might get. We've got more machine guns, more snipers. My last call in for the Spec Ops guys, the bazookas. Flamer tank, a tank with great penetration and maneuverability with a 57mm T-34, airstrikes, heavy tank destroyer, and huge artillery, both like the walking Andrusha and the Katusha. I think I know what I'm just interested to see what I got, so we'll keep going. Decided to go for the Flamer T-34. It was cheap, it's only 30 DP, and I'm going to use the flamethrower primarily on it. As I know he's gone the all-round doctrine, so he's possibly going to get, well, he's either going to get a Jagdpanther or a artillery option of his own. So I'm going to save my last DP to counter whatever he brings in and react to his final choice. Calling in the Flamer tank, but I'm going to use the flamethrower instead. Burn that building down. Which is a good building to have. I can see he's popping flares from back there, so looking back, it could be good to even see if I could have pushed some recon Spec Ops guys back around that side of the point. See if I could get a kill on that signal, but he's going to get a lot of kills on me there unless I get all my guys out of there, out of the midpoint. He's actually taken the lead now, and so I'm starting to, again, not panic, but I'm definitely not happy about the situation. The signal is going to allow him to keep really presence in the mid cap, so I decided to. Actually, I think in the game I was like, his push was quite a good idea. I decided, so I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to push his point and put him off balance. Since I've got the manpower, I can afford to do this. Just going to get my snipers out, and I've actually didn't realize I've actually bought a manpower sniper, I think, there. So I got 3 snipers out. but he has just counter-sniped 2 of them before, so we'll have to see how we go. As my tank's turning its ass to the enemy. Oof, quite lucky. Again, some messy. I did warn you, this is a messy game. From my perspective, how I played it, I think. Interesting to see if Beast will post his side of this map, of this matchup. So here we go, starting to make my push on his point. I think I would, as I can see, his sniper's there now. He's got him out in the open, get the kill on him. Gonna bring my T70 around to help and bring in another elite. Definitely want to bring in elite infantry to attack this point. Get my MG in the window. My reinforcements are going to come in a little late here, but T70 switch it over to HE to help out. But not forgetting about this point here, so I'm going to use my manpower advantage and recap mid and attack his point here. So I am microing 2 attacks. We'll see how it goes. But just a little point here for the newer players as well. Just noticing what I do with my T70 here. I've backed him up and he's actually backed up against a rock there, so if I want him to move, he can only go forwards, not backwards. So we'll see how if that hurts me at all, or that in the rest of this game. The way I got better at this game was really from watching other people's gameplay, so it's a great way to have some entertainment, but also learn about how to get better. So I'm doing a good job holding him here, and I've now started the decap. Now I'm capping it myself, so I'm threatening him with a triple cap, which is always really bad. Nice little nade play. T70's helping out. That elite Bergzerger squad getting mauled. So I should definitely push as many guys as I can into this north point. As I've just captured mid. I'll try and get a AT grenade off on that building. Didn't quite reach it. Killed that guy in the window. As he brings in his possible final thing, the walking Stuka. Just every hit is an absolute nuke, and so he's gone hard in artillery, which makes some sense when playing against the irregular doctrine. So bringing it back. I'm thinking about bringing my T-34 over to help this push with the flame. And yeah, now I'm definitely bringing it over. as this is what I mean. I backed him up against a rock, which is a very small thing in the course of the game, but you can't reverse. And gets track broken, and then he's done for. Got all these guys bunched up in this house. I'm try and spread them out. Try and get some, maybe heal them at least, keep them alive. Maybe has a little bit of direct control. Gets them all. Calling a couple of T-34s. I call in my 57mm T-34, which would definitely be able to deal with the Panzer III. He's actually brought up a lieutenant all the way up. That must have been a misclick from him. I'm not sure why he'd have his officer pushed up all the way. I think what I'd like to see is myself bring in an officer, or my last remaining one, and try and spot my tanks here. Whereas at the moment they're just parked there out in the open, leaving themselves a big target. As this one gets tracked. He's actually brought in a Jagd, oh, he's brought in a Hetzer, so try and kill the gun. Doesn't work. One taps me. Huge explosion on the mid on that point as well. I think the fuel truck that's part of the map actually just blew up and killed a whole bunch of his goons, so that's pretty epic. So I'm going to call in my third T-34. See if I can do something with this tank for once. Pretty much going to give up on attacking that point, but it's allowed me to get the advantage now. And he's got to keep a whole lot of guys over there, just because he's probably nervous about me attacking, so... or re-attacking it. So again, I'm letting the AI take over, as I'm just trying to get my infantry out of the way. Not quite happening for me. That thing could possibly penetrate me from the front, so I wasn't super worried. He does have a Hetzer back there, so get the kill on the turret. Flick up, see if I can get a shot on it. Can't. I just lost all my infantry in the middle, but I've got a squad sort of ready to push up. Figured it's more important I kill this tank than try and micro individual guys at this stage. Not that a Panzer III is super dangerous versus infantry, but this thing was just annoying me. I wanted it off the map. And there it goes. Epic. This game can be very cinematic at times. First person, you can actually get longer, you can actually shoot further than the AI can when you do a go first person. So T-34's got 200 range, but it can be longer when you go first person. So try and get the track off, try and get the track on this thing. End up hitting the gun, I think. Oh no. As I run out of ammo. At this stage, I don't go for the 50 kilo bomb. See if I can get the kill on it that way, but I probably should have thought that through a little bit more, because I didn't realize I'd killed the gun. I thought maybe I'd done some other damage to it, and it wasn't going to be able to move, but he dodges the bomb. So he's capped this point, so he's about to retake the lead. Enemy team is leading, indeed. So the game's ending, the game's nearing the end. Say whoever's going to win this is going to be the person who can maybe have the best micro. Or my manpower advantage has sort of gone out this stage. I've been able to call in a lot of infantry. It's all gotten kind of wiped though. I do still have a fair few guys on my home point though. This guy is getting suppressed hardcore. Get lucky. Quick while it's still in third gear, get it around the corner. So you can see a guy running in at the top of the screen there. It's probably going to be the signaler. Do I notice that? Huge. Now if you followed this up with a signaler, that would have been a great play. Does he do it? All my snipers are still up as well. So that's going to they're just going to add up. It's like a low micro kind of unit. He does bring it up, the signaler. This stage I'm got to keep my guys alive as well. The manpower sort of ticks over a lot slower at this stage of the game, so you want to be making sure that you individual micro guys a little bit more, because they're sort of worth more. His flare really fleed me out there, but my snipers are helping. Each of these mountain cavalry worth 2.5 cap weight, so I can almost stop the decap. I feel like SVT-40s should be stronger in this. See, that's gonna kill. Call in another S-track on him. I don't even know. I heard it get hit, and so I just wanted it dead. And this is really a waste. It's on the move again. I would have been better off calling in probably maybe another sniper team if I could have, or recon spec ops team. Notice he's got his Hetzer there, probably with the side armor facing me, so I'm going to try and get a shot off. I've got a full squad in here, so that's very strong. Vet 3 on the Dushk, I'd love to see how many kills that thing's actually got. I'm going to be a nuisance with this 234 and try and start decapping this point using the flamer on it. And sort of bait out the Hetzer possibly. But this terrain on this side of the map can be a little bit dodgy. All these rocks trying to move around. How does that bounce? So lucky. That thing's got a charmed life, really. Gets a Panzer Shrek off, puts it to bed. Oh my god, I was panicking here at this stage, I think. Having that thing turn its armor again, it's backed itself up against a rock. Expect to see a flare probably here, so I'm going to try and push up some guys to snipe the signal up. It's not brought out any. The walking Stuka takes so long to... I think the rocket artillery is just not great in a 1v1. It's really not. Just takes so long to reload and uses up so much ammo. It's much better in a team game. Would love to play more team games, possibly, but it's hard to find good teammates and a good matchup. But he does bring out a flare, and these guys are all caught right out in the middle. As he binds it with the Stuka. Just devastation. Stage, the manpower is just coming in at a trickle. But it is for him too, so unless he's saved up everything, but I could tell, but just by this, the pace has slowed right down, that he's pretty much run out of everything. I've still got actually quite a few guys around the map that I could push in, just one by one. And as Soviets, you can just call in PPSH sort of singles as well. It's quite a decent buy at sort of a late stage like this. Miss again. And that's it. So we're pretty much even, really, in terms of kills and deaths. Just about. That's it for me. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.